Gen Z has $400 saved for emergencies. Not 4,000, not 40,000, 400. Boomers, 2,000, 5 times more. Entire generation ahead by $1,500. Sounds meaningful. Until you do the math. Neither number is enough, not even close. Experts say you need 3 to 6 months' expenses minimum. Average American spends $5,000 monthly. That means $15,000 to $30,000 saved. Minimum, for real security. Gen Z at 400. One crisis away from disaster. Boomers at 2,000. Same disaster. Just slightly delayed. This isn't generational war. This is everybody losing. Different speeds. Same direction. If understanding where you actually stand versus where experts say you need to be helps, hit subscribe. Numbers about to show might change how you think about being prepared completely. So let's start with what Empower actually found. Surveyed over 2,000 Americans in June 2025. Asked about emergency savings. Results? Sobering across every generation. Gen Z median emergency fund, $400. Millennials, $300. Yes, younger millennials have less than Gen Z. Gen X? $500, only generation slightly ahead of youngest. And boomers? $2,000. Sounds like big gap. Gen Z at $400. Boomers at $2,000. 5 times difference. But here's reality check. Neither survives 1 month without income in most American cities. Median rent. America, $1,800 monthly. Add utilities, phone, internet, groceries, gas, insurance. $5,000 minimum. $2,000 covers less than 2 weeks. $400. 3 days. And here's where it gets worse. 32% of Americans have zero emergency savings. Nothing. Every generation represented, not just young people starting out. Everybody. 34% of Gen Z, zero saved. 29% of millennials, zero. 28% of Gen X, zero. Even 17% of boomers, zero. After entire working career, retirement age, still nothing saved for emergencies. Quick note, nothing in this video is financial advice. For decisions about your money, consult qualified professional who knows your specific situation. Now let's talk about why these numbers matter more than people realize. 29% of Americans can't afford unexpected $400 expense. Not 4,000. 400. Car needs new tires. 400 minimum. Urgent care visit. 400. Furnace breaks. Hundreds before tech even arrives. Toilet backs up. Plumber charges $400 just to show up some places. $400 emergencies happen monthly, not yearly, monthly, broken phone, vet bill, cracked windshield, kids need something for school, prescription changes, minor fender bender. These aren't catastrophes. These are Tuesdays. And 29% can't handle Tuesday without borrowing, using credit card, asking family, selling something, skipping other bills. Gen X especially hit hard. 35% can't afford $400 emergency, highest of any generation, caught between helping aging parents, raising kids, saving nothing for themselves. Meanwhile, boomers feel comfortable handling over $10,000 expense. Why? Not because they have $10,000 saved, because they have assets, home equity, retirement accounts they could tap, decades of accumulation. But that comfort, misleading. Home equity isn't liquid, takes weeks to access through loan, months through sale. Retirement accounts hit with penalties if withdrawn early. What feels like $10,000 available often isn't when emergency actually hits. Here's psychological part that makes this dangerous. Half of Americans stressed about current emergency savings level, 50%. Know they should have more, want to save more, but can't figure out how. More than half say saving for emergencies feels almost impossible with how expensive everything is right now. Not difficult, almost impossible. Inflation eating paychecks, rent climbing, groceries costing more, gas up, insurance up, everything up except wages. 75% agree emergency savings essential for financial security. No, it matters. 64% say it's financial priority for them. Want to do it. But wanting and doing aren't same thing. Only 17% contribute to emergency fund monthly as part of budget, less than 1 in 5. Treating it like bill. Non-negotiable. Goes out first. Everyone else? Saving sporadically, when extra money appears, which is rarely. 31% added to emergency savings in past month. Sounds good, but that means 69% didn't. 7 out of 10. No progress last month. Probably no progress month before. Pattern continues. Gap never closes. And here's what happens when emergency hits without savings. Credit cards. Average interest rate over 20%. $400 car repair becomes $500 paid over year. Then something else breaks. Another $400 on card. Now $1,000 at 20%. Paying $200 yearly in interest alone. Just to survive normal life. 29% of Americans now have more credit card debt than emergency savings. Debt balance higher than savings balance. Moving wrong direction. Not better. Worse. Gen Z, 32% in this trap. Millennials, 37%. Gen X, 34%. Even boomers, 24%. Every generation underwater. Just different depths. Here's where generational comparison reveals something important, though. Not about blame, about pattern. Gen Z starting lower than any generation before them. 400 median. Why? Student debt. Entry-level wages haven't kept pace with costs, housing impossibly expensive, starter homes don't exist most markets, rent takes 60% of paycheck. Nothing left after essentials. But Gen Z also most likely to seek help. 33% worked with financial professional to plan for emergencies. Highest of any generation, they know they're behind, actively trying to fix it, using high-yield savings accounts, automating deposits, building systems early. Millennials at 300 median. Lower than Gen Z. Why? Caught in worse timing. Entered workforce during Great Recession, student debt higher than Gen Z, bought homes right before 2008 crash or priced out entirely. Delayed families, delayed savings. Now playing catch-up while raising kids. Gen X at 500 median, sandwich generation, helping aging parents financially, still supporting adult children, saving for own retirement. Money pulled 3 directions, nothing left for emergencies. Boomers at 2000 median. Highest number, but also highest expenses. Healthcare costs climbing, medications expensive. Home maintenance ongoing, car needs replacing. 2000 doesn't go far when you're 70, so here's reality. Nobody prepared. Different reasons, same result. System failing everybody. Just failing some faster than others. Now let's talk about what actually fixes this, because understanding problem only helps if there's path forward. Financial experts give specific framework. Sounds simple, execution harder, but works when followed. Step 1. Calculate exact emergency fund target. Not guess. Math. Add monthly essentials, rent, utilities, groceries, insurance, minimum debt payments, medicine, gas. That's survival number. Multiply by 3 for minimum fund, multiply by 6 for comfortable cushion. That's target. Specific number, written down, not vague, save more, goal. Most people skip this step. Don't know exact number they're aiming for, can't hit target they haven't defined. Start here. Do math today. Step 2. Open separate high-yield savings account, earning interest while it sits. Somewhere separate from daily checking. Money mixed together gets spent together. Money in account labeled emergencies only gets protected. Psychology matters. 33% of Americans now using high-yield savings for emergency funds. Earning 4 to 5% while money waits. Better than 0 in regular checking. Gen Z and Millennials leading here. 43% and 39%, respectively, using high-yield accounts. Step 3. Automate deposits. even small ones. Remove decision from moment, money moves from paycheck to emergency fund before you see it, before it's available to spend. 11% of Americans automate monthly emergency fund contributions. Should be 90%. Automation removes willpower from equation, makes future self benefit without requiring present self to be disciplined weekly. Start with whatever fits budget. 25 weekly, 1,300 yearly, 50 weekly, 2,600 yearly, 100 weekly, 5,200 yearly. Gets you to 3 months faster than doing nothing. Step 4. Protect fund from non-emergencies. Holiday shopping, not emergency. Vacation, not emergency. New TV, not emergency. Sale you don't want to miss, not emergency. Emergency means broke down, medical, job loss. That's it. Everything else waits. Most people fail here. Fund hits $1,000. Feels like money they can spend. Gone in 3 purchases. Back to 0. Cycle repeats. Step 5. Rebuild immediately after using fund. Emergency happens. Tap savings. That's what it's for, but soon as crisis over. Rebuilding becomes priority again. Back to automatic deposits, back to treating it like non-negotiable bill. Most people use fund once and never rebuild, leaves them exposed permanently. Using emergency fund should trigger rebuild reflex. Not relief that it's gone. And step 6, resist lifestyle inflation as income grows. Get raise? Most people immediately increase spending. Bigger apartment, nicer car, more restaurants. Income up, expenses up same amount. No progress. People who build emergency funds, raise happens, lifestyle stays mostly same. Extra income split between enjoying a little more and saving significantly more. 50% raise doesn't mean 50% lifestyle increase. Means 25% lifestyle improvement, 25% savings increase. Here's what Empowered data shows about people who successfully build funds versus people who don't. Patterns clear, 48% believe their emergency savings will grow over next year. Half. Rest either don't believe it will grow or actively expect it to shrink. Mindset matters. People who believe it'll grow take actions that make it grow. People who don't. 52% wish they'd started saving sooner. Half. Regret is data point. Everyone wishes they'd started earlier. Nobody wishes they'd waited longer. Start now beats start later every time. 39% say they want to save as much as possible. Better safe than sorry approach. 17% saving just enough to sleep at night. 13% balancing emergency fund with other investments. Different strategies, all better than zero strategy. Here's what stops people though, real roadblocks preventing saving. 39% say inflation and rising prices biggest barrier. Can't save when everything costs more and income staying flat. True for everybody, not just low earners. Everybody getting squeezed. 23% maintain same emergency savings approach regardless of economic conditions. Good or bad economy. Same plan. That consistency. What separates people who build from people who don't? But most people reactive. Economy good, spend more, save less. Economy bad, panic, cut everything, pull money out. No consistency, no sustained progress. Here's final reality check. Gen Z at 400, Boomers at 2,000. Neither survives 1 month comfortably in most American cities. Gap between them $1,500. Gap between either of them and actual security? $13,000 to $28,000. That's not small gap. That's canyon. Can't jump canyon. Have to build a bridge. Bridge takes time, takes consistency, takes choosing security over appearance. Over and over, for years. But bridge buildable. Starts with knowing exact target. Separate account, automatic deposits, protecting from non-emergencies, rebuilding after use. Resisting lifestyle inflation. Those 6 steps work at any income, any age, any starting point. Gen Z starting from 400. Follow steps, 5 years later, sitting at 15,000. Boomers starting from 2,000. Same steps, same result. just different timeline. This isn't generational competition. This is everybody versus same problem. Expenses rising faster than income, emergencies happening faster than savings can cover them. System not designed for regular people to win, designed for them to stay barely above water. Forever. But you can beat system, not by earning more, by keeping more, by spending less than you make consistently over long period, by automating good behavior so willpower not required daily, by protecting what you build from yourself and from everyone around you, suggesting you deserve to spend it. Gen Z has 400, boomers have 2,000, neither has enough, but both can get there. Different paths, same destination. Starts with deciding security matters more than looking successful, and then proving it through action. Every month, until numbers match reality you want instead of reality you're stuck with. If this breakdown showed you where you stand versus where you need to be, subscribe for more honest financial data and drop comment below. What's your emergency fund at right now? 400? 2,000? 15,000? 0? No judgment, just data. Where are you starting from today? Numbers show most people not prepared, but most people can be. Difference is decision followed by action, repeated until it compounds. You're not behind because you're failing. You're behind because starting point low and system working against you. But starting now beats waiting longer. Every single time.